What's up, YouTube? My name is Kenny J, the insurance guru, and this is Kenny J TV. Guys, welcome back to Kenny J TV. Feel free to browse around and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for our latest notification. And if you are a first-time viewer, welcome to Kenny J TV. Today we have an insurance GOAT with us today, Mr. Jonathan Garcia. I'm interviewing him just so he can give you some perspective on his journey in the insurance industry. How are you today, Jonathan?
Hey man, I'm doing good, doing good. Can't complain.
Good. I love it. I love it. We're up early on, well, not really early, but it's Saturday afternoon. We're getting to it. No days
Mhm.
off. So I want to start by you just introducing yourself and sharing a little bit about like your background.
So, kind of keep it brief. Again, named Jonathan Garcia. Born and raised in Greenville, South Carolina. Kind of, basically wasn't the best kid or the I would say the good kid. I was more of like a class clown. Definitely didn't take school as serious as probably should have. From there somehow managed to go to USC. Um, And really, that was like the worst year of my life, but the best year of life. That's the year that I was introduced into sales. I don't know about you, but I was introduced to sales as door to door. So I was going door to door selling Dish Network or Direct TV. So whatever you didn't have on your roof, that's what I was selling. And if you didn't have any, it was just a matter of which one you liked, you know? From there, ended up like starting my own business, selling, buying products at Walmart for clearance, selling it on Amazon. Grew that business from like nothing, like maxing out credit cards to like maybe 30, 40,000 in revenue, which for me, as a college kid, that was like, dude, I'm living at the bars. Like I got, whatever you need, I got it. I was him. So that was the whole thing. Ended up, eventually growing, selling my own products, white labeling products, selling them to banks and businesses in Greenville. Sold that business just because, I started getting old. I kind of needed some benefits and, insurance, funny enough. It's funny when you grow up, you realize how important insurance is and health insurance, life insurance, you name it, you need this stuff. So, um, went down the corporate route, was with Verizon Wireless for 3 years, was their top sales in the country for 3 years. You name it. Left that company just because I was like, I, it got to a point where I was like, I wanted to do something for me. Like I didn't like the fact that I'm clocking in 9 to 5. I'm number one in the country for this and that, but it's for someone else. It's not for me. It's not, I'm not building nothing. I'm not creating nothing I can pass down to my kids or nothing. So I was like, kind of had a little prayer. I'm very religious. So, I was praying, my prayer was just to do something that would be fulfilling, do something that maybe is not monetary fulfilling, but like fulfilling to my heart, that I know that I can build on. So with that came like a year or so of struggle, kind of, finding myself, finding what it was. And then believe it or not, it was between insurance and real estate is what it came down to. I was like, I just kind of like flipped the coin. And I was like, insurance or real estate literally was like, hey, I'd rather sell insurance. I don't have to worry about products. There's an endless amount of insurance. There's an endless amount of clients. This is something that people need and will always need. And the most important thing to me that I feel like anyone should get out of this interview or get out of this video, if you want to just, you could cut the video right here, is that if you're looking to get into this space and if you're young, I think right now is the time. Like we need representation right now. There is so many older representatives or older agencies, and it's not a lot of people that are young that are making this a fun environment that are explaining stuff to people in a way that they can understand. Or sad to say, some people have prejudice to certain people about insurance and don't want to help just because based off of what they're hearing, based off your driver's history. So right now, if you're thinking about real estate or insurance, or if you're thinking about going into space, I would say take a jump at it, especially if you're young. There's so much growth right now. It's so much possibilities, and if anything, there's so much you can do in this that can help other people and actually make a difference, you know? So kind of enough about me. There's a little bit about me and also just kind of like my love for insurance.
So a lot of agents rely on buying leads. How did you decide to grow like your agency organic instead of, because most people are like, oh, when you get an insurance, you have to buy leads. Like that's almost like the next step.
Yeah. Um, So I probably should say I'm a nerd too. So like I read a lot. So I've read almost all the sales books you could read, like from Alex Hormozy, who's maybe more recent, to Brian Tracy, who's one of the king sales from the 60s, 70s, 80s, you name it. So um, with that, one thing that was a common theme is that you can't replace word of mouth. There's nothing in this, there's no marketing, there's nothing in this world that can replace word of mouth. It's the cheapest form of marketing, it's the best form, but it's the hardest to grow. It's essentially a snowball, Or here, I bought leads in the past, and the one thing I didn't like about buying leads is that it felt like I was at a call center. It felt like I'm just gonna sit at this desk, don't know who this person is, don't know whatever, don't know really truly how I can, what's best for them. I just gotta learn about them in this quick cold call and just sell them something. I don't like that. I don't want to do business as a transaction. I want to do business as like a friend, as someone that I'm trying to help or that I can, that we can do something with. So with that said, after trying it for about 2 weeks, I just really just relied on social media. Just I'm not even the best social media right here. He's the guy that's good at social media, right? With posts, with edits, with reels, like video, like doing this stuff, like things that I would struggle at. But that goes to show that, you can use social media and you don't have to be the best. You don't have to be a Kenny J guru. Like you don't have to. You could be a percent of Kenny J and still be successful. True. Like it's true. And I think what it comes down to is just every day, if you can make it a point when you're first starting to talk to 10 people about insurance, I
Mhm.
bet you by the end of the month, you'll be happy with where you ended up. To me, it's that simple.
Absolutely. And I found you actually, I think it was on Facebook and you were doing videos and I love like the transparency and you were talking about
Yeah.
like getting started and if anybody needs a quote and I love like the organic like vibe you had going on. A lot of people just
Yeah.
make $100,000 in 3 weeks and this is how like it's always like very scammy. So I thought
Yeah.
I definitely like gravitated towards you. So has social media been like your biggest lead generation?
I would say, yeah, social media and then just word of mouth. I mean, truth be told, I grew this to 600,000 in premium for my first year, purely off of word of mouth. I haven't spent a dollar in marketing. It's purely just referrals, and treating like it's to the point where like people will reach out to me for anything. And like it could be like, hey Jonathan, I need to buy a rocket ship. How can I buy a rocket ship? Don't worry, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna find someone. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get you whatever I can do to bring value to you. It's just something about the world that if you bring value to that person without expecting anything, you're gonna get that in return. Because now that person's gonna be like, you know what, this guy helped me out. All right, he does insurance. You said you need help with insurance. Here, I got somebody for you. And then next thing you know, now you have a book of business that you just grew from nothing, purely off of just helping people and being yourself.
No, absolutely. And when you are a resource and valuable to your clients, it goes so much further and it puts you ahead of a lot of other agents that are just, oh, I can give you a quote and that's it. So
Yeah.
I definitely, like even in my mentorship, I say find something that you can provide value or find a way to, provide value to prospects and clients, and you'll gain so much more clients. Because
Yeah.
usually we're the ones that are accepting referrals. A lot of times we can't really refer out to realtors, mortgage lenders, and things like that. So we have to find a unique way to provide value.
Right.
Um, how has networking played a role in your success? And then do you have any tips for agents looking to expand their connections?
Yes. So lately I've been training some local agents in my area who just got their agency started. And one thing that seems to be struggle like seeing people struggle with networking. They think that networking means that I need to go to this BNI group, I need to join this specific society or this that. Like I feel like people overthink it. Like they make it so much bigger than it needs to be. When in reality, to me, networking is simply like, hey, what's my hobbies? Like I like to play soccer, I like to run. Okay, what if I just talk to people that are doing my hobbies? Like for example, I joined a Facebook group for pickup soccer. Now I go play soccer. Hey, by the way, I sell insurance. Okay, cool. Next week, hey, I sell insurance. Do you need a quote by any chance? Or a lot of times you just tell people that you sell insurance or you're an insurance agent. They're gonna want to know about it. Like who goes to these hobbies and who does these things and says that who doesn't say that, oh, this is what I do for a living. Like I feel
Yeah.
like everyone that's the first thing people ask, like, hey, what do you do for a living? Hey, what do you do for work? All you have to say is I'm an insurance agent and you're in the door. I mean, and then if you're a genuine person and aren't just trying to peddle insurance and you just actually care about people, like I think it sells itself. I think networking is all about finding your hobbies, whether that's video games, that's coffee shops, whether that's reading, book, like whatever your hobby is, don't switch up and try and be something you're not. Don't try and do something else. Focus on your hobby. Try and talk to 10 people or introduce yourself to 10 people in that hobby every day. And I guarantee it's guaranteed success. It's like it's guaranteed. It's impossible not to succeed.
You made a really good point because when you stick to what you know and what you're comfortable at, you can be like authentically you, and then your market will come because everyone's not going to be your ideal client. So I always tell people to write down what your ideal client looks like, where do they work, what do they do, and then go to those places to market. So I think that was a really good piece of advice. Did you face
Yeah.
any challenges in growing your agency organically, and how did you overcome them?
Um, yeah, that's a good transition. So like I think the hardest part is with networking is that first maybe 2 months. Because while you're going out, introducing yourself or just being yourself, I think the hardest part with that is that you have to, in my opinion, you open the floodgates and then slowly start closing it. So like you're introducing yourself to any and everyone, but then you slowly start finding out who your perfect clients are, who fits your business. And in my opinion, that's the way it should be. You should just be open and inviting to everyone. And then as you start figuring out who your clients are, who is more receptive, who's offering you more leads, who benefits more from your product or service, then you can start closing those floodgates and being like, okay, maybe in my hobby, I want to focus on these people and nurturing this relationship because these are the people I need for my business and that I can also bring value to. But I think all that just comes with time. Like once you put yourself out there, it's just the hardest part is putting yourself out there. The hardest part is starting because once you start, all these things that we're talking about, you don't even realize it's happening. It's just natural. It's just a natural progression because you're like, well, I'd rather spend more time with this relationship because it brought me in my book of business maybe 40,000. And it also got me into these doors that blah, blah, blah. That's just how it works. I don't think you have to think too far ahead. Just think about the next step. Put yourself in these positions, talk to 10 people a day, and you'll be fine.
I love it. And then what's your approach to customer service and how does it set your agency apart?
I talk to all my clients. I talk to my clients anytime they call me, I answer. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll see I'll be on the side of the road selling a policy. I'll pull over. I'll be at an airport. I'll be at a movie theater. I've sold insurance everywhere. So, and the reason I sound prideful about that is because I am like I want my clients to know that you call me anytime, I'm going to answer. I have third shift clients who work for plants, and they have a lot of stuff going on, so I have to be available for them at like 1 in the morning sometimes, 2 in the morning. Sometimes they're going into a first shift job at 4 in the morning. I have to be up. And the reason I'm doing that now is because I know when I'm 70, 80, I'm not going to be doing this. So right now that where I have the ability and God's given me the ability to even have time to do this stuff and be available for my clients is the time that is right now. So it's like I just make it a point to always be available for them, big or small. It doesn't matter. You call me anytime. I'm always available.
I love it. And then I asked a similar question, but wanted to definitely, because I know a lot of agents reach out about not buying leads and growing their agency. So what's like the number one piece of advice you would give a new agent starting their career, but they don't want to buy any leads? Like, should I focus on social media? Is that the biggest thing? Networking? Should I just do word of mouth? Should I like start with my warm market? Like, what is the
Uh,
number one piece
uh,
of advice for I don't want to buy leads, but I'm a new agent?
so if you don't want to buy leads, right? Which I don't think you should, but if you don't want to buy leads, I made a video about it. That this is the video he's referring to. I believe in that you should try everything. So when I first started, the unsexy part that I don't usually tell people is I did door to door. I went door to door with my insurance cards. I went to apartments. I did door hangers. I went to businesses. I left business cards. I went to restaurants that I would eat. I would leave my business cards and pins for them for the waiters. Um, I did. I hosted a little group meeting. Like I tried all the different everything. I tried everything. The social media. I tried a TikTok video. Tried Instagram. Tried Facebook. I tried everything. Tried Twitter. Tried what's the new one? Threads. I've tried everything. I tried everything. And from there I was able to pick like two or three things that I saw success in and that I could easily replicate, you know? So in my opinion, if you don't want to buy leads, you're hesitant about social media, then this is your only option. Your only option is to try everything. And I mean it's kind of like banging your head against the wall to see, but that's the only way I feel like. If you don't want to buy leads, you don't want to do social media, your only options are go out there and get it, and then figure out what you can do to replicate, what you can do that's replicatable and that's going to bring you the most profit.
That was a really good piece of advice. So how was door to door though? Because I've never done door to door. I did it one time at State Farm when I was there, when all the power went out. So, oh, let's go door knocking. But it wasn't really, I think I maybe gained one client for State Farm, but I never have done door to door. Did you
Yeah.
see like a return on your investment by, going to different
Yeah. Yeah.
restaurants?
I mean, truth be told, I feel like door to door is what any business, if you want to bootstrap, you want to start it from nothing, just go door to door. You'll make money.
Right.
And for me, like I enjoy it, like because I used to do it, for a year. I stuck with door to door for a year when I was 16. So I enjoy it. I enjoy like not like there's so many tricks that you learn, like you knock at the door and like especially if you see it's like a nice house, there may be like a older client potential. Um, you knock on the door and you're like just like no 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 no. They say, what? They can't, and because they don't, sometimes people don't want to open the door. They don't want to see you, especially now with Ring cameras. So if you like mumble and they can't hear you, a lot of times they'll open the door to be like, what were you saying? Like, what is this? I'm like, hey, yeah, my name is Jonathan. I'm with Blah Blah Insurance. I'm actually new to the area and just letting everyone know that if you ever need a quote, you ever need anything for me and I can bring any value to you, I'm always here and always available to you. With that said, who's currently do you have with insurance? Like just go straight in, it was one of those. There's so many tricks you can learn, and I feel like door to door also just refines your sales skill. It's fun if you make it.
We got to go door knocking one day.
Hey man, it's fun.
Good
It's
to
fun.
talk
We
to
can make some money. I'm
you. Door
telling you.
knocking. Yeah, make some money. Let's see. And then looking back, is there anything you would have done differently in your journey?
Um, no,
Mm,
no, I wouldn't do anything different. I mean, maybe I would have started sooner. I wouldn't stayed on the fence as long as I did. Um, I wouldn't have doubted myself. I think those are the regrets is like again I'm very religious, so I apologize if this offends anyone. I don't mean it to be, But I believe every vision, every dream, every goal is made from God and it's specific to me. So I feel like my goals is never gonna mess up your goals because we're different, and we're not the same person. So I wish I would have trusted that feeling that this is my purpose sooner, you know, because I feel like I could have been started. I could have been, me and Kenny J, we could have been, doing bigger and better stuff by now. But um, yeah, I think that would be the biggest thing is just starting sooner and having more faith and trusting myself.
And that's what most entrepreneurs say is, I wish I would have started sooner. So I always tell anyone that's like you said, on the fence or hesitant, just go ahead and do it. I mean, life
Yeah.
is about just taking risks. You don't want to look back and say, I wish I would have done this and this. Whether or not you succeed or you don't do this forever, you still
Mhm.
learn something from it. It was a part of your journey, a chapter of your journey that's preparing you for the next level of your life. So, I
Right.
always just go for it. And then what are your future goals for your agency and how do you plan on continuously growing organically?
I would say the future goals. So right now I'm primarily focused on property and casualty, strictly personal lines. So right now I'm in the process of getting my license to do commercial and personal, as well as to start doing life and health. So the idea is to be the one-stop shop, and growing for me right now is just going to be consisting of just growing a team. Um, I feel like that's I feel like that's the hardest part is finding people who have the same desire, it's the same, maybe not the same work ethic, but the same care, the same, I don't mean to cuss, but like the same give a blank, like I wish people sometimes would just care about people. Um, so I think right now that's the main thing is just growing a team and of course having the ability to offer every possible insurance.
No, absolutely. And I think once you hire a team, it helps a lot. So I hired an account manager. She's a little older, and the reason why I went a little older is because I wanted someone that wouldn't be hopping from job to job to job. People our age are always
Yeah,
like the thing. So I hired her, and the other day I had a crazy headache. I think it was Wednesday, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going offline for like an hour or two, so just I'll be back." But this is the first time where I was able to step away and business was still able to be ran. So when I came back, I had more like meetings on my calendar. I had more tasks that were completed. And it was nice to know that, yeah, I can
yeah,
step away and finally breathe and business is still happening. And my clients are now like learning her and building a relationship with her. And I don't know, it makes you feel more like a business owner because when it's just you and I have a VA, but that's a
yeah.
little different. So it's like when you do have someone that is here and they're helping you with your business and they're bought in, it goes a long way.
Different. And
Yeah.
and that's the thing I would say is like I have three. Like if you call my agency, you probably won't get me unless you're a new client. A lot of times it'll go through my VAs.
Mhm.
Um, it's different when it's someone that you can touch and feel like someone that's working in the office with you. And I don't know what it is, but even the service I notice is different. But of course, the cost is different too. So it's one of those things like, but it's needed to grow. I think it's worth the investment because the clients usually benefit more from it anyway.
And then how's your experience been with like the virtual assistants?
Um, I try to I only use them now. I only use them more as like really just as this description says now. Before I tried to use VAs for almost everything and just so I could focus on just selling. So I would use them a lot for like service, for billing, whatever you name it. Now now I try to do a majority of everything or just outline, hey, this is what needs to be done. And that way it's just more seamless. So it's now less of them talking, the clients talking to the assistants and more the assistants just in the back handling what needs to handle.
Yeah,
But to be honest, I'm probably going to go the route of just hiring people in-house just because I just prefer it. It's just better.
no, absolutely. And then two more questions. Where can viewers connect with you? They want to learn more or ask questions.
Um, I would really say you could find me on Facebook, believe it or not, Instagram. I use Facebook a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Not to harp on more and make this video longer, but don't sleep on platforms. Like just because maybe Kenny's the king of YouTube and TikTok, right? Don't feel like, hey, I have to be a YouTube and TikTok person. You can make money off of Twitter, off of Facebook, whatever. You just got to find what fits you. So for me, Facebook is the best. Search me. My name is Jonathan Garcia, in Greenville, South Carolina, licensed in North Carolina and South Carolina. So if you ever need a quote, I'm right here for you. Probably the best quote you ever get in your life, and you'll have the most fun you've ever had doing insurance. So not to steal your clients or anything,
Like,
but
good, good. I love it. And one last piece of advice. I'm loving all the advice you're giving. Um, Before you leave, for agents that are feeling stuck or struggling, so they're already in it, they've been in it for maybe a year or two, and they're just feeling like they're not growing or like what is some advice for that?
stagnant. Yeah. Again, I'm religious, so the first thing I always say is talk to God.
Amen.
Take a step back and think if you're struggling, you're lying to yourself. That's my opinion on struggle. I know it's maybe not the nicest way of putting things, but in my opinion, anytime I struggle, it's because I'm lying to myself. I'm lying to myself about how much work I'm doing. I'm lying to myself about where
Hmm.
I'm spending my time and efforts. I'm lying to myself about what I'm producing. To me, the second you can be true to yourself and be like, hey, this is what I'm struggling at. This is. No, I'm not working 8 hours. I'm working maybe 3 hours and, enjoying the fruits of my labor. And now I'm wondering why my business isn't growing. So, you got to be true to yourself. I think if you're true to yourself, um, a lot of times you can answer your own problems. Prayer solves almost all of my problems. It's my secret weapon. Um, Outside of that, reach out to Kenny, reach out to me, reach out to people that you see that are in your field. I feel like the insurance space, especially a younger crowd, we're very like willing to help each other. It's not, there's no competition here. I mean, there's times where I've had my clients go to Kenny because I feel like he could help them better. And the same thing with me. Like he sent, that's just the insurance world. It's like whatever we can do to help each other, I think you'll be fine. But yeah, reach out to me, pray, take a step back. Maybe take a trip somewhere, like take a step away from the office. Like I'll go to the mountains for a day.
You always
Um,
travel. You're always going.
yeah, yeah, man. I love traveling. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's yeah, that's my peace. I get the most peace when I'm just, I can be on a flight maybe for an hour and just have no thoughts, have just
Yeah.
enjoying the ride.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I'll add to that is a lot of times it is mindset. Like I always tell agents, it starts with your mindset. And a quote that I've heard recently and it stuck with me is excuses keep you comfortable in your failures. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
oh, I'm not succeeding because I don't have enough hours in a day. But what are you doing with those 24 hours a day?
Right.
I mean, so it starts with your mindset, and
Yeah.
once you change that, and you speak life over your business. Because the more negative you speak over your business, the power of life and death lies in the tongue. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm gonna do well. So I appreciate you for hanging out with us today.
Yeah,
This was
man.
a very valuable interview, guys. I'll put his information in the description box below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell for our latest notification.
There you
Again,
go.
my name is Kenny J, the insurance guru, and this is.
Kenny JT. Oh, my bad. My bad.
I thought you was gonna finish it off. Go ahead, go
Okay,
ahead.
wait, let me do it. Let me do the outro. Let me do the
All
outro. There we
right, go
go.
ahead.
All right. Thank you for watching and subscribing. Again, hit the notification bell so you get notified on every single video. You don't want to miss out. The best insurance guru right here, Kenny J. And this is Kenny J TV.
Hey.